Today, we're unpacking some seriously fascinating behavioral analysis that completely flips the script on how we think about connection and attraction. If you're a slightly older guy who is just, totally tired of the superficial dating scene and you're looking for something real, something grounded, this explainer is going to be incredibly valuable for you. We're pulling directly from the source material today to look at a concept that completely bypasses all that usual exhausting dating advice.
Really think about this for a second. What if true attraction has absolutely nothing to do with your looks, your bank account, or what kind of car you drive? Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But the source material we're looking at today reveals that there are actually two very simple words that act like a master key. These two words literally wake up a deeply wired part of the female brain, touching emotional centers that most guys don't even realize exist.
Okay, let's dive into this by first clearing away the garbage. The source material totally dismantles the internet's most common and, frankly, most superficial dating myths. Experts who've analyzed thousands of interactions between men and women found that the most unforgettable men, they were rarely the ones with the perfect, chiseled movie star faces. They weren't the ones flashing heavy wallets, and they for sure weren't reciting those cringeworthy pickup lines you see peddled all over the internet. The data tells us that all of that stuff is just noise.
So, if it isn't wealth or looks, what the heck is it? Well, it all comes down to one absolute master skill: direct emotional communication. This is the art of being entirely direct and honest with your feelings. While a lot of guys are out there running in endless circles, having boring conversations, and trying desperately to be liked, the men who truly stand out do something entirely different. They create clarity. They don't chase validation, they provide a clear, honest direction.
The analysis asks a really poignant question, and I want you to honestly think about it. How many times have you played it safe? Think about the times you held back what you truly wanted to say because you were terrified of saying the wrong thing or making someone upset. So you soften your words, you second-guess your texts, you talk about the weather. And what happens? You end up safely, squarely, and frustratingly ignored right in the nice guy zone.
There's a massive, powerful realization here. There's a big difference between needing someone and choosing someone. When you're constantly playing it safe and hiding your true intentions, you give off this anxious energy of needing validation. But when you communicate directly, with calm intention, you communicate that you are a confident man making a choice. That shift in energy is literally everything. And you know what? There's actually a fascinating psychological reason why this works so well. The human brain is built to love certainty. Women aren't out there scanning the room for absolute perfection. They're looking for a man who is sure of himself. When a guy speaks with emotional certainty, it triggers a response in a woman's brain that makes her feel safe, but at the exact same time, deeply curious. That specific combination of safety and curiosity is a remarkably powerful mix. It's what makes you unforgettable.
All right, it's time for the reveal. The source material points out that the first of the two phrases that changes everything is simply, "I want." Now, I know, that sounds way too simple to be some grand secret, but hear me out. When a man says, "I want," with a calm, steady voice, he is taking absolute ownership of his desires. He isn't waiting around for permission, he isn't hiding behind a nervous joke. By explicitly stating what he wants, he creates a clear direction so she doesn't have to do the exhausting, emotional labor of figuring out what's going on. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. You can instantly feel the shift in intention. Saying, "Hey, maybe we could hang out sometime if you are free," is just passive. It's flat, it pushes all the work onto her to decide when, where, and if it's even a date at all. But saying, "I want to take you out this Saturday. There's a place I think you will love," confidently leads the way. It removes all that hesitation and builds a really inviting path forward.
But hold on, here's the catch. If you only ever walk around saying, "I want," you're going to come across as totally selfish. You need a counterbalance. And that brings us to our second phrase, "I appreciate." If "I want" is the engine that provides the forward direction, "I appreciate" is the steering wheel that adds the crucial emotional depth. It tells her that you aren't just staring at her face, you're actually seeing her as a complex human being.
The science behind this power of appreciation is honestly wild. When you tell a woman what you appreciate about her character or her mind, it shows you're noticing something deep inside her. It makes her feel truly understood. And neurobiologically, feeling recognized for who we are on the inside triggers a massive reward response in the brain. It creates a bond that is scientifically far stronger than just tossing out a superficial compliment about her outfit.
So the crucial point is this. You can't just memorize these two phrases, spit them out like a robot, and expect magic to happen. If you do, you're going to hit the wall of what psychologists call a lack of congruence. This is when your words and your internal feelings just do not match. If you say, "I want to take you out," but your shoulders are tense, your voice is shaking, and you're staring at your shoes, the female brain instantly spots the mismatch. That confusion is immediately read as a lack of confidence, and poof, the attraction vanishes.
To fix that, the source material actually suggests a practical, daily method called the congruence mirror exercise to help train your body to match those words. Try this tomorrow morning. Stand in front of a mirror. Step 1, literally feel your feet planted on the ground. Step 2, open your chest and take a deep breath. Step 3, say "I want to see you again," but speak it deeply from your chest. And step 4, slow down. Say "I appreciate the way you express yourself," and add a pause. You are physically training your nervous system to deliver these words authentically.
And hey, speaking of pausing, you've got to let the words land. When you say something meaningful, don't rush to fill the quiet. Just stop. Look at her. Let the world be still. Let those seconds tick by in your head. Did you feel how heavy and important that quiet felt? Most guys talk way too much because they're absolutely terrified of silence. But using deliberate silence creates this beautiful emotional contrast. It gives her the necessary space to actually feel the emotion of what you just said.
When you actually master this combination, your clear intentions, your genuine appreciation, and your confident use of silence, you trigger what's known as emotional imprinting. It's a psychological phenomenon where you create a moment so striking, it literally sticks in the brain forever. You aren't just having a chat at that point. You're crafting a memory that she's going to replay in her head long after you've gone home. She'll realize there is something uniquely grounded about you.
Let's move to and see how this builds with emotional specificity, because generic talk gets generic results. Saying, "You are fun" is nice, sure, but it's instantly forgettable. But saying, "I appreciate how easy it is to talk to you" is deeply specific. That proves you are paying attention to the unique details of how she actually makes you feel. That tiny shift in emotional specificity completely separates you from every other guy who just throws out the word beautiful and hopes for the best.
Drawing straight from our source material, we've got a really simple 3-part challenge for you to try out the next time you interact with a woman you're interested in. First, say one clear "I want" statement. Make your direction known. Second, follow it up with one specific "I appreciate" statement to show you truly see her. And third, after you deliver it, let there be one single moment of silence. Do not make it more complicated than that. Just focus purely on being in the moment, not nervously chasing a phone number.
Which brings us to our final, defining question. Are you ready to stop chasing the result and start actually connecting in the moment? Because when you stop obsessing over the outcome, your energy naturally becomes so relaxed and grounded. Clarity makes people want to be near you, appreciation builds the bridge, and your calm presence makes the lasting impact. So take these 2 phrases, step into that space of honesty, and completely change the way you communicate today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.